Let's have toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T from Adventures of Spirits. How y'all doing this evening? I know. I really wasn't expecting to do a live today, but between the trip and having company and just a lot of other things going on, this was supposed to be a video, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to delay it. I'm going to start this on Wednesday, like I said. Only difference is I just had to do a live today instead of a video. So welcome for those of you who could show up today. Thank you so much. Let's see who's in the room. Hey, Winston, Leo, how are you? Welcome. Hey, Taylor, how you doing? No TJ with Spirit Scrutiny. No TJ. It's just me. It's just me for Spirit Scrutiny. Most of the spirits I'll be sampling is pretty strong. He said he'll join me depending on what I will be reviewing. So depending on what I'm reviewing will determine whether he will be a part of the segment at that time. So, but I'll let him know you said hello. Hey there, how's it? All right, everyone's speaking to each other. All right, so I got everybody that's here. How's everybody doing today? I know Winston, Leo, I know y'all were busy today. Didn't get a chance to see y'all IG live, but it looked like you all went live. I was at work, so I didn't see it. Taylor, what did you do today? All right. Okay. So let's get into this. So today it's Black History Month. So I will be featuring, this goes for any segment that I will be doing during the month of February. It will be all Black-owned liquors, Black-owned or Black-affiliated liquors, spirits rather. And today we will be looking and reviewing Cognac. So Cognac, for those who don't know, is really basically a double distilled brandy. It comes from France, and in the main part of France, where I would say the ultimate premium grapes that they use for the brandy, for the Cognac is in Grand Champagne. So that is the top of the line Cognac of what they make with it. And there's other regions around there. Let me see if I have my notes here and I'll be able to share with you. Hold on, let me get this together. Let me get this together and get it up on the screen for you. Where's my slides? I'm going to show my slide. And this won't be a presentation, y'all. It's just that I always, anytime, because I actually do tastings. I do tastings here and at my home every other month. And I've been doing it now for maybe, I don't know, I think maybe 4 years. I think about 4 years. And when my guests come at a tasting here, it's usually catered with food and everything. But it's really also an educational segment. So those are things that I do for my guests, because when they leave here, they will leave here with some knowledge. Okay, they're not just gonna come and drink. It's really an education session. So let me see here, and I'll put my slide up on the board. And what I'll do is I'll minimize myself, and it's basically processing my slideshow here. But yes, so for instance, my next tasting will actually be this the ending of this month. Um, and we will actually be tasting the whole lineup of, not the entire lineup of Uncle Nearest, because they do make multiple ryes, and I don't need all three ryes. But we will be featuring three of the Uncle Nearest whiskeys that you can only get at the distillery, and then the other three that you can purchase within the liquor store. But while my slides are loading, and let me make sure and see here. Okay, yes, I got my slides up. What we will be featuring here is, today will be, and let me go in order that we're going to be doing this. So we're going to start off with the Ciroc VS. It's the French brandy. And I know it's not a total cognac, but that's basically how cognac starts, with the brandy, and they distill it twice. But this is a French brandy, so it's a premium. And I'm featuring it because, it's associated with Ciroc. So Diddy is affiliated with Ciroc. So therefore, we will be trying this. We will also be reviewing Nyak. And Nyak is a Black-owned cognac as well. And that is one note that I forgot. No, I do have my note up here. But as we taste it, I will let you know who that individual is. But they have multiple flavors. And I don't really do the flavor thing, because to me, I just feel that, just give it to me straight. Now, if it's going to be flavored, then I'd rather it be flavored while it's in a cocktail. So basically, that's the only time I'm going to actually drink a flavored cognac for anything. Most of the time, if I'm drinking cognac, it's going to be neat, or it's going to be over ice. All right, let's see here. And then we will try, yes, the infamous Le Portier Shay Cognac, which is by Shay. You know him as Shannon, the football player. He has his podcast. And since he has his podcast, he usually serves it unless they bring their own. But the gentleman that actually owns this is actually used to be, and if you watched Housewives of Atlanta, it was her ex-husband, basically. And I'm trying to remember what his full name was, or is, should I say. But instead of that, I will just pull his picture up on the screen so you all can see his face. So I really apologize. I did not get his name. I didn't really. He's a big entrepreneur, but I always get his name mixed up because he looks like what's his name? God dog it. What is his name? He looks like this other celebrity, so I always call him that name, but that's not what it is. But anyway, it's McKinley. Sorry, McKinley. That's his name. I can never remember his first name, so I'm just gonna say McKinley, and I'm pretty sure you all know him as, Portia from Housewives of Atlanta, her ex-husband, the one that where they both had the baby daughter. So McKinley is actually his last name, but that's what I've always known him as. I very seldom known him by his first name. So I will put the information down in the description in case you wanted to research him a little more. He's an entrepreneur, so there's other businesses that he does have. So just want to let you know, there are some cognacs that are actually worthy of tasting. So let's get into this tasting here. First, let me see who else is in the. Thank you, Shannon Sharp. Thanks, Reaper. Hey, Bill, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Reaper and the great outfit. Thank you. It's actually, I wore it to work. I'm actually dressed up. All I did was when I came home, I put the cap on because I just didn't want it to be too dressed up. So didn't want it to be too dressed up. So I'm trying to, it's Black History Month. So I didn't have time to put my one of my logo t-shirts on. So I said, I got a black top. Let me just put the hat on and, work with the vibe. So that's what it's gonna be here. Let's see who else is here. Okay, you have everyone saying hello to everyone. Hey Keith, welcome in. Nice to see you again. You got that Janet Jackson control look going on. Okay, well, thank you, thank you, thank you. She got that pretty smile. I don't have that Janet Jackson smile. So her smile is like you most people draw her smile. So thank you very much. Thank you for that compliment. What's up? Okay, everyone saying hello to Reaper, saying hello to Tater Dom and Reaper. All right, so since we got all the hellos out the way, let me make sure I didn't forget anybody. No, I didn't forget anybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let me show you my slides. Hold on, let me get the layout together. All right, so what is cognac? So for those of you who don't know what cognac is, I pretty much stated already. It's a brandy that's distilled twice. Excuse me, and they're aged in French oak barrels. And uni grapes are the grapes that are used, which comes from the Cognac region of France. Okay, and there's different levels of cognac. Different levels, different regions. The different levels come from the regions, and the top is Grand Champagne, which is actually what I stated earlier, and then it goes in the order that you see here. So usually when you get cognac, sometimes it's good to find out where the cognac originates from, because that will pretty much give you an idea of what type of taste or what type of palate you're going to have. Just to let you know, all cognac, it has to go through the exact process or it is not a cognac. Okay. Yes, they have cognacs that companies like Martell was blending with bourbon and things of that nature, called the Blue Swift. It tastes very good, but if you notice, they don't say that it's cognac. They said it's made with cognac because they deviated from its original process. So just to give you an idea of the different levels of the region. So Grand Champagne, Petit Champagne, then you got Borderies, you got Finois, Bon Bois, and Bois. So Bois, sorry. Finois, Bon Bois, and Bois. Okay. So if they are coming from, most of the time, most of your cognacs, that are usually up in the higher cost region are usually the first three. And then usually the last three, very seldom are you going to see any cognac made or just from grapes, just from these last three areas. It'll normally be a blend of maybe some grapes from the first three mixed in with the last three. Okay. That was just a history storyline and so forth. So this is just an example of what I show my tasting guests. Just thought I'd share it with you all. I won't be showing this every single time I do feature a cognac, but the first time that I do feature it during this segment, I will give a little more history about the actual spirit itself. And for those who are not familiar with why you see VS, VSOP, XO, and double XO or extra XO, those are basically the levels. Okay, so VS means very special. That just means it's been aged for a minimum of 2 years. VSOP, very superior old pale, which is basically aged for a minimum of 4 years. And then you also have, there was a Napoleon one, and I'll talk about that in another story because we want to get to the tasting of these cognacs. But yes, Napoleon, the little short man from way back in the centuries. He loved Cognac, and that is actually his picture on the uh Courvoisier is what most Black people know it, but that is not how you pronunciate it. Is Courvoisier, but Courvoisier, that is his logo up on there just to give you. And so, yes, if you see one, you need to go look and you'll see his picture on there. That is actually derived from his image that they put on there, because that is all he drank and he shared back in his day. XO is extra old and is basically aged for a minimum of 10. And as everybody knows, XXO are usually your thousands of dollars cognacs, such as like your Louis 13s, those types of cognacs. Those are XXO. That's when you start getting into the thousands, because they're aged for a minimum of 20, but they can easily go up to 100 years. And that is what I just said, the darn thing. Why did my mind go blank? Louis 13. So just to give you an idea about, what cognac is. Okay. So now let's get into this tasting. So what we're going to do is we're going to taste the Ciroc VS Cognac. And for those who, whether you're familiar with drinking cognac or not, hold on, let me put this down a little bit more, who may or may not be familiar with cognac or just some of the etiquette or cultures with it. This is a snifter. So this is a snifter glass. And if you notice, it's a very short stem, wide at the bottom, and it's a big bowl, and it still comes up close, but you can still give it a smell. Okay. But the reason it's made like this, and if you notice, wine has a long stem. And the reason wine has a long stem is because wine is meant to be kept at whatever temperature you serve it. Okay. So basically, if you keep it at a temperature of 53 degrees or whatever, however you serve it, that's why you hold the stem and not hold your wine glass like this, which I see people do it all the time. But what's happening is your body temperature is warming your liquid. Here with cognac in the snifter, the reason it's made like this is for you to hold it like this. Why? Because cognac, some people drink it warm, hence the reason for hottie toddies. Yes, it's good for your health as well, getting rid of all of the congestion. But cognac, you hold it like this because technically it's okay for your body temperature to warm it. So you're not supposed to drink cognac like this. You don't hold it like this. This is a handheld glass. And here you can also swirl it around any way you want. And the smell of this is, most cognacs are pretty much going to smell similar to the same, but the taste may vary depending on where it comes from. So this here did not come from the Grand Champagne region. This actually came from the Petit Champagne region, which is the second bullet. And when you swirl it, you will see that this here is, they don't have wide legs. I call them wide. These have little slim legs, which means it's not as thick. So the smell is very good. With this brandy, from some reason, and this isn't a distilled cognac, but it is brandy. So this brandy is going to smell a little sweeter than when we get to these cognacs. So here I smell like blackberry. You can smell some of the oak. I also smell, trying to picture it. It's not pecan, almost like a walnut. But it's funny because I actually do smell like a sweetness of a grape, more like how a green grape smells. Well, I'm gonna taste it because I found that sometimes after you taste something and then smell it again, it does smell different. So let's taste this Ciroc to see how it tastes. I'm gonna taste it one more time because that was my first drink of the day, so my palate may be a little. Not bad. Um, it's brandy. I'm not really a brandy fan. I'm a cognac fan. I'm not really a brandy fan. Because the taste of brandy to me, I don't know, it sort of tastes like well, it is. It tastes like an alcoholic wine, which pretty much what it is, right? Um, so I don't particularly care for it, but um, just to give you an idea of the taste, um, I do taste, I do taste vanilla now. I do taste the oak, and I'm trying to think of what I smell. I do taste like pecans, however you say. Um, and I do taste sort of a sweet grape, a green grape though, not a red grape, like a green grape. Yeah, um, that looks good. Yes, it looks good. You may like it, Winston, if you actually like something that's a little more sweet with a little less heat. This doesn't have too much heat to it. It's very mellow, very smooth. It's not gonna, knock somebody out who's not used to cognac. So, and it doesn't have a long finish. So I'll just let you know that, which is the reason why I took another sip. Um, So when the taste fades away, like right now, I just had a sip, and the reason I sipped it again was to see how long that finish was. And what I'm noticing is the when I sipped it. So now we're at what 36 seconds. Now the flavor is dissipating. Now the flavor is going away, and what I'm left with now are just the grapes taste. So everything I tasted before is gone the further when it starts to get to the end of its finish. So do would I recommend this brand? Hey, it's good. Um it's just not my preference. Like if I had to choose between this and a cognac, I would just choose a cognac over a straight brandy any day. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty good. The bottle's cute too. This actually looks like wood. I like the craftsmanship of the actual bottle. It's actually a little shorter and stouter than the Ciroc vodka bottles. So pretty good. All right. So let's go to McKinley's Nyak. So Nyak is actually it is a cognac. It is a VS, not a VSOP. um Black owned, and I've seen three types. I've seen this one, I've seen a peach one, and I can't remember what the third flavor was, but then again, I don't prefer cognac flavors anyway, as I stated before, unless I'm mixing a cocktail. But I really don't know of many cocktails to put cognac in, and maybe I just need to look at that, and maybe I'll try a cognac cocktail segment at some point during Tuesday libations and see what they taste like. But cognac, I personally have not used cognac in any cocktail. It has always been either neat over a a club of ice, or just neat by itself, or just pouring straight over some ice. So I see we have Montrese in the room. Hey, Montrese, how you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. All right, so let's try this Nyak. Nyak has, it's a basic bottle, nothing spectacular. Nothing spectacular. And here, as you can see, the color is a little more golden, just a little more golden than the brandy. The brandy was just a little darker. It was just a little darker, the brandy itself. And I guess it's from it being distilled. But I can tell you when I swirl it, it actually has very thick legs. I mean, like very thick legs. Now let's get to the nose. Now this doesn't smell like it has much heat, but because I've tasted it before. I know that it does have some heat. Not like a deep heat, but the proof on this is, where are you? The proof on this is it's just 80. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Just 80 proof. So like I said, it has some heat, but not to that much heat. So in terms of the nose, it has a very good nose. You get the flavor that runs all through your sinuses when you actually nose this. I smell, and it's funny because every time I guess it's just the distillation and it's just the oak, but there's just some similarities to whiskey that I get between cognac and whiskey. Is just that cognac, you may smell it or have a little sweeter taste in knocking back whiskey versus cognac. Now here I smell more like blackberries. Where blackberry is like a tart fruit. It's sweet, but it's not that sweet. But it does give off. This is more like a dark berry. Your blackberries, your blueberries, even cherry. I'm smelling. I smell the oak, but I also smell like caramel. Not now. I was gonna say brown sugar, but not brown sugar. Brown sugar to me, I usually only smell that when I drink a brandy most of the time, but not brown sugar, but caramel. I also smell where I don't know, it's like a little herby, like something green, but I can't make out what that is. Also smell a little vanilla. I can tell you that the every time I sniff it in, it highlights a different smell, so a little different. So let's see what this tastes like. Oh, so this here, no cereal. Well, you know what? Hold up a second, Keith. So I take that back, Keith. When you said cereal dust, there might be that other smell that I just cannot make of it. But you're right. It's that when you get down to your cereal box and it's not as sweet as the cereal itself, but it's just dusty. Like if you smell the dust in the box, not like you actually pick the dust up and smell it, but like the smell that it gives mixed in with the plastic and everything that's in there. Yes. Now that version of cereal dust, you're right. So I have finally smelled the cereal dust, Keith. I finally smelled the cereal dust. Hail to the Nyak with the cereal dust. Because I tell you, that one you said you smell cereal dust on that whiskey that you smell. Nope. That bourbon, I didn't smell it. Still didn't smell it. Now I know what you was talking about. Now I know what to look for, and I will look for that the next time I smell the other something else. But I did not smell this. Now this cognac, I can say cereal dust all day long. I have smelled the cereal dust now. Hey Dre, Michelle, how you doing? We on that dark night. I know, right? You know, it's Black History Month, and I just came from work, and I didn't want to look too dressy, so I said, well, all this is just black. You know, I'm gonna be in that all black everything this month. That's all. It's everything. So that's what it is. Winston says, speaking to everyone, yes, you're welcome. Yes. Split base Sazeracs, cognac and rye are good tea. What do you say? Split base Sazeracs? Oh, so Sazerac makes a cognac with rye? Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to try one. Actually, I'll be back in New Orleans for a work conference in April. Hopefully they're not sold out or whatever, but not necessarily sold out, but I'm just trying to make sure that their itinerary meets my requirements of me going, because I hate going to conferences and I don't bring anything back to work. But there's one in New Orleans, and what I'll do is when I'm there, I'll go down the street to the Sazerac house, because the conference is actually just a few blocks from there. So I'm gonna go to the Sazerac house and look that up. I didn't know that they did a cognac and a rye. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tater. Are you saying for me to mix the cognac and the rye, or are you saying Sazerac's, the cocktail, is good with cognac and rye whiskey? Is that what you're saying? Please clarify. I just want to make sure I don't go in the store. I don't go in the Sazerac house looking for something that I misinterpreted. So just let me know. But let's do the so I've tasted this. I'm gonna taste it again. Now this is okay. The reason I say it's okay, and I have tasted before, but not really like paid attention to what I'm tasting. Okay, Tater, I see you. So yeah, you're just saying mix cognac and rye together. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe I'll do it before we leave up out of here tonight. Okay. Um, okay, thank you, Winston. So this tastes like Hennessy to me. I'm just keeping it real. To me, the flavor that's in this Nyak is saying straight Hennessy to me. Now, mind you, I'm not talking about the XO Hennessy. Okay, because that's the only Hennessy I'm drinking like on a regular. If I drink Hennessy and I ordered it and it's not in the cocktail and I actually had a choice, it's an XO. It's a little more expensive, but the thing is, if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy something that I'm gonna drink. Right now, this is Nyak. The flavor profile is extremely similar to the Hennessy. The only difference is one is just a little darker than the other one in color. And it's just a little bit, meaning if you saw them side by side, you would probably know, oh, that's the Henny and that's the Nyak. But if you was to close your eyes and someone just gave you the drink and you taste it, you wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. But I'm not really much of a, when I say I'm not a fan of Hennessy, I'm just saying that I just prefer the higher level of Hennessy. The palate is different, the taste is different, the smoothness is different, and I just prefer to drink things that are easy to drink. Hold up, everybody. I would just like to say this. Now, which one of you, Leo or Winston, are saying that you never had Henny before? I wait. Put your name in the comment. Who's responding? I know it's House of X, but are you Winston or are you Leo? Who never had Henny? I put it this way. Put a 1 in the comments if you've never tasted Hennessy before. I don't care what level. Any Hennessy. Any Henny. Anybody not taste Henny before? Put a 1 in the comment. Oh, see, now he's scared. He now he don't want to tell me whether it's Leo or Winston now, but it's okay. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna talk to y'all at some. Look, Tater said 2. Tater, I'm pretty sure you tasted Hennessy before. I think a lot of people. Let me tell you something. When you look at the cognac houses, okay, there are 5. Now there's 5 biggest cognac houses in the world, meaning they monopolize the entire cognac distribution marketing. Now, hold on a second. We both never had it. Okay, how y'all live in New York? Y'all go to clubs, you go to the bars, and you've never tried Hennessy. Okay, so you already know when I do see y'all. And if I know I'm going to see y'all, I'm going to bring y'all a bottle. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring y'all a bottle of the regular Henny, and I'm going to bring you a bottle of the XO Henny, just so you can taste and see the difference and so forth. We're going to do a tasting with you to drink this Henny for the first time. That's what we're going to do. Or I'll send you some, and then we're going to do one. So now that's just embarrassing. I just can't believe you've never tried Hennessy. So the houses, the cognac houses, just so you know, you have the cognac houses from the oldest to the newest. And then you got your cognac houses list from the highest distribution, like pretty much running the market, to the least running the market. So in reference to that, hold on, and I had a slide in reference to it. Hold on, let me see if I have it up here. Here we go, right here. So you got the biggest cognac houses, meaning how they dominate the market. Okay, Hennessy is number 1. Hennessy is Hennyan. Okay, they are the biggest distributed cognac in the world. Okay, they have a lot of celebrity ambassadors that promote it. Everything. Then you have Martell, which comes second. They're right behind Henny. Then you have Remy Martin. Then Courvoisier or Courvoisier, however you want to say it. And then you have Camus. Okay, Camus is a family-owned, legacy to legacy to legacy. They have not ventured out. They have not sold their company. They have not sold anything, but they've been down now. How many generations of Camus? I think maybe they're on generation 7 or 8 now. That's running their cognac business, and they're right up in there, right behind Courvoisier. Now, in terms of the oldest, Martell was the first one. They're over 300 years old. Remy Martin now, because at the time that I did this tasting, this was, I think, a year or 2 ago, they're now probably close to 300. They're right behind Martell. Hennessy was only out now for 258 years, so they're right behind Remy. Courvoisier was 210 2 years ago, so it's 212 years old. And Camus was just 101, I think, 158 years old. So they just reached 160. So that's the order in from the oldest to the newest. But the ones that are running it is Hennessy. And just so you know, when you see Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, Moet, that is a what do they call? That's like a whole kingdom right there, a luxury kingdom. They have Fenty, they have cosmetics, they have beauty products, they have spirits, they have everything. And I'll show you just how big they are. Let me get to the Oh, here it goes. This is what they own. They own all of this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I could bring myself out the way. Yeah, let me just remove myself. Hold on. um, just to let you all know that Hennessy is doing its thing. But that's what this tastes like. This is Hennessy. So for those who haven't tasted Hennessy, let me see who we are both vodka and hypnotic and Grey Goose. Oh, okay. So you like the sweet vodka stuff, the stuff that you don't taste the alcohol. So y'all probably be drunk laying in the corner throwing up somewhere. Yeah, you that well, hubby likes vodka, but Reaper's been helping to work on expanding his palate, and he's actually been drinking a lot more whiskey cocktails lately. But yeah, vodka, hypnotic, that hypnotic too sweet for me. I don't know how y'all do that. Tater Don says, yes, ma'am, I'm gonna pour some Paradise for my birthday tonight, not the Imperial Paradise. Oh, happy birthday, Tater. I wish I had some birthday music. I'm gonna have to put some sounds and some features up here, or whatever. But happy birthday! Happy birthday! Hopefully you're gonna if you pouring some drinks and stuff, are you gonna go out? You waiting for the weekend? What you doing for your birthday? Okay, so when you answer, I'll put it up on the screen. Hopefully, you're gonna be doing something fun. I know it's in the middle of the week. You know, Wednesday birthdays are never really all that fun unless you just work from home or you don't have to work. You know, then you can just go party wherever. But in terms of the flavor profile of this, it's smooth, but I can tell you, you don't taste the heat. You know how some things you taste and it just fire up your tongue? This goes through your sinuses and through your nose. So if it goes through your nose, it gets you there, but then it calms down. But one thing I can say, it does warm up your chest. Hence the reason for a hottie toddy. Oh, just got back to SoCal from a week out on the East Coast. Okay, well, at least you was doing something for your birthday. Well, you know what? Okay, so that makes you Aquarius. Are you Aquarius or we still in Pisces season? No, we're in Aquarius season now. Okay, my husband's birthday is on the 17th of this month. So yeah, okay. Okay, Aquarius. Happy birthday, Tater. Um, Here you do smell some of the ethanol in this. You do smell some of the ethanol. Uh, let's say so recovery week for me. So just taking it easy. The wifey is making me some dinner. Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Yep. Aquarius. Okay, okay. Well, make sure you enjoy your recovery week of your birthday. I'm glad you have fun. No cereal dust in this one though. But in this one, I do smell most of the sweetness. I smell a lot of sweet palate off of this one. Yeah, but since I don't really drink the regular Henny, I'm not too much of a fan. But um, there is oak caramel You do taste vanilla. You taste the you taste sweet fruit. Like I taste more like berry. Not blackberry or blueberry, but more like raspberry, more like cherry, things of that. And I smell that. I taste that when I taste it. And the finish is very short. So once it comes in and it puts fire through your sinuses, the flavor is going to dissipate within a few seconds and then it's gone. Now, it does leave residue on your tongue. So if snack your tongue a little bit, you may be able to get like a sweet alcohol, literally like ethanol. So, it's okay. All right, now it's time to try. I call it the truth juice, and this is um, Shannon Sharp's cognac. He is the celebrity tied to this one, and everybody that sits on his couch that drinks his stuff seem to just go all out with the drinking. And I'm pretty sure you all witnessed the Cat Williams thing because Cat was already had his drinks before the questioning started. So I don't know what's in this juice. Even though it's open, I did have some and taste some with my lovely friend Shannon Dre and her husband Dre. Dre likes to drink cognac, and I actually cracked it open for him this past weekend, and we just had a glass out of there. So it looks like there's a lot in there. It's not that much in there. It's 750, but I don't know. To me, visually, it just keeps fooling me. It doesn't look like 750 to me at all. Hey, famous, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Everybody saying hello to famous. All right. Thanks for joining, famous. We was just going through and reviewing and tasting these cognacs, and now we're on our last one for the evening. So as you can see, the Shay is actually much darker. It is a VSOP, which means it's aged for at least 4 years versus 2. So as you can see, it's much darker in color. It's like a dark amber color compared to the other ones that we poured, which was a little more golden. Okay. So with this one, the nose. Oh, this is different. The other night I tasted it, but I wasn't sitting there studying it. I was just drinking it. But it's funny. There's not much of a nose. Okay, let me just calm down a little bit. Let me just take a deep breath. Not much of a nose. When I say not much of a nose, any alcohol or most spirits that you smell, usually you're going to get it in your nose. This is very light. This smells like what a glass would smell like if you had some higher proof alcohol and then you poured it out, but the smell was still within the glass and you smelled it very, very, very faint. Okay. I smell the oak. I smell a little more like this time instead of caramel, I smell a little more brown sugar. This one's a little more brown sugar, I guess, hence the darkness of it. I smell pecans. If you notice, a lot of the notes are pretty much the same. It may have either additional or minus some smells. There's not much heat at all. Not through the nose anyway. I'm not getting anything else. But I'm gonna taste it and then I'm gonna smell it again to see if it gives me something different. It's very flavorful. And when I say very flavorful, I mean it's flavorful to the point of some drinks you taste and you put it in your mouth, you may not taste it on the front of your tongue. You may only taste it when it gets on your palate, like the top or the back or the sides of your tongue, or within your cheeks. But with this one, wherever it hits, even if it just glides by it, it gives you extreme flavor. Hey, famous. Oh, you missed the whole lesson. I had a little lesson and everything. I had me my slides up and everything. Um, but heat means when it burns. You know, if you I think you said that you don't drink, but if you've ever tasted a cocktail or spirit or alcohol, vodka, gin, whiskey, bourbon, rum, whatever it is, when you feel that burning on your tongue, like, ooh, it just tastes like alcohol. That's what I call heat. Heat means that it burns a little bit, you know, and some spirits that it may not burn all over your tongue. It may only burn the sides or just the top. Sometimes you don't even get the burn until later. Sometimes the burn is through your nose. Sometimes the burn is in your chest. Sometimes the burn is going down. It's just going down. You're going to watch the replay. Okay, all right. It said, no, I don't drink anymore. Okay, well, if you used to, then whatever that burning taste you would taste, that's what we call heat. So that's the terminology, that's the verbiage used, the jargon used for it. It has a little burn to it. But I'm going to taste it again to give you the other taste notes. So this one, the heat didn't hit my tongue. It hit the side rear of my tongue. And then I can actually feel more heat going down my chest when I swallow it. But it's not a high heat. It's not a heat where it's like, whoo, oh my God. It's not that type of proof. And Shay's Cognac is actually, Lord, there's like, it's not that much, it's not that much heat to this. The alcohol content is just, it's just 80 proof. That's it. It's just 80 proof. And so it's not that hot. It's not that hot. It has a long finish though. It's like right now I'm still tasting it and my chest is still warm. Okay. Which, like I said, some people use cognac for hottie toddies and some use bourbon. Some use whiskey. Cognac can be used as well. But as the taste is wearing off, I'm being left with the sweetness of it. The brown sugar, the fruit. I no longer taste the oak. And it's funny because on the sides of my tongue, I'm tasting, on the sides of my tongue, I taste the nuts. But then on the back of my tongue is where I taste most of the sweet, if that makes sense. So, you know, your tongue um, has different taste buds and it reflects. Some is sweet, bitter, you know. But this is actually very good. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would buy it again. And and the price ranges are not that bad. None of these up here are over $40. Okay. They'll range anywhere basically between 30, I'm sorry, 50, between 30 and $50. Because I think I got this Shay for, what did I get it for? Because I think it was the highest one I got. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was 49, I believe, from the liquor store. It was 49. This Nyak was actually a gift for me. So I don't know how much the Nyak is, but I can check. But if I remember when I saw it in the liquor store, it was is somewhere between 30 to somewhere between 30 and $45. And then this Ciroc, my husband actually bought it because, you know, he's a Ciroc vodka guy, but he saw the Ciroc and he just automatically picked it up because it was Ciroc. So he just collects all Cirocs. But I don't remember. I have to ask him how much this French brandy would cost. But what I may end up doing is just updating the description in the video when this does officially post. And I'll put some of the price ranges on there, but nothing that's sitting up here is over $50. I put it that way. So very reasonable, and very tasty. Most definitely. All right. That is pretty much all I have. Now, wait a minute. Famous, you're here. Are you still here, Famous? Because I don't mind going over. I'm not going over, but I wanted to show one thing, and it was basically some of the health benefits of cognac. It just and this is actually in the, you know, based on peer journals. Okay. So hold on one second. Let me get to the slides here. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Where's the health? My health benefits. Where's it at? All right. So I'm going to take myself. Can you hear me now, Famous? Put a 1 if you can hear me, because my mics are on. Okay. Maybe when I took myself off the screen, it actually took my voice off the screen, probably. But what I was saying, just in case other people didn't hear me, because I do not need YouTube to think, oh, you promoting drinking. No, this is what I'm doing. You drink responsibly. These health benefits are, of course, they come out of all of these things come out of peer-reviewed journals. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty sure it's not the cognac itself, but it's the things in the cognac that have health benefits. Okay. So it also acts as a blood thinner, but so does all spirits. Anything that has alcohol in it thins out your blood. And the reason it says it reduces type 2 diabetes and reduces obesity. You know, it would take all day for me to go and look up every peer journal for each of these things of why. But you know what? A lot of times I may just do a segment on let's break down these health benefits that they say. Where, which journal, which doctor is stating this, which academia is stating and putting this out there. But blood thinners is very important. And a lot of times that's why they ask you the question when you go and you're ready to have surgery, because I work in surgery. So they ask you, do you drink? How often do you drink? And the reason why they're asking you that, in addition to what drugs or prescription or anything that you're taking, even if you're taking something that's holistic and, it's herbs and it's pure, and I go to the health food store and I take this instead of getting a prescription or going to CVS, it's very important for you to let them know everything you're taking, whether it's prescribed by your doctor or not. And the reason being is because when you have a surgery, if your blood cannot clot, you will bleed out and die. Okay. So if anybody is on or taking anything that thins their blood out, they usually tell that patient, stop taking it a week or two before your surgery. So then that way your blood can clot up and you can heal. Because there will be people that will bleed out because they was taking this alternative drug, which was not a prescription drug. It wasn't from CVS, but it was their herbal friend who said, you know what, if you take these little herbal pills, this is what it'll do for you. And it may work, but what they don't tell you is, okay, well, what is it doing and why is it helping? Well, it's because it's thinning out your blood. And if you don't know that, and you go to the doctor's office and they say, well, what medications are you taking? I'm not on any medications, because they don't recognize it as a medication. But anything that you put in your body, other than food or whatever, you still need to state that you're taking it, even the alternative medicine options. And then it says, this one always cracks me up. And let me move my face just for a minute. That last bullet point cracks me up because I said improves psychological health, cognitive performance, and reduces risk of dementia. This is what I think goes on. I think that when people drink, they begin to not care about what you're saying. So things that maybe would affect them mentally is not affecting them anymore. Risk of dementia. Dementia, first off, is a lot of times is also coincides with Alzheimer's. Okay, your brain is shrinking and stuff, and a lot of that is just irritation that a person gets because of those side effects. So I think that if you have a drink and you're calm and you just lay back chilling, things may not bother you anymore. So you may not be as combative if you're a dementia patient, but please note that please do not take these health benefits and think that that these health benefits are going to make you heal yourself. That is not what this is. Please drink responsibly. If you do have health conditions and you do want to drink, please talk to your physician first to make sure it is safe to do so. And when you do drink, please learn what you're drinking so you can stick to what you're drinking. Don't just drink what anybody gives you to drink. Please know what you're drinking. Absolutely. I tell my doctor what I take. Exactly, famous. It's very important to do so. And they ask, but you do get a lot of people that feel like it's none of their business. The doctor didn't give it to me, so I don't have to tell them. Okay, when you get up on that table and you won't stop bleeding, then you know what's going on. But yes, but that is all I have for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining Spirit Scrutiny. And normally this would be a video, not a live, but there may be times when I may go live for it. And 6 o'clock is usually the normal time, but I ran into traffic today, so I had to change it to 6:30. But I apologize for my tardiness. But thank you so much for those that joined me this evening. And you're welcome, Rooted. You're welcome, Famous. Thank you, everybody, so much for your time. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Cheers.
Let's have a toast for the real ones.